Yo, what's up, everyone out there in YouTube world? My name is WhatADoozy1929 here, and welcome to another episode of GTA Autos. First of all, let me like to say Merry Christmas to everyone out there. I'm hoping you're enjoying your Christmas, enjoying it with your friends and family, and I hope you got what you got. But we already know that Christmas is not only about giving, it's not only about getting, it's about giving, it's about, spending time with your family and your friends and all that. It's not all about just presents and gifts. So, Rockstar decided to give us a gift. We got a lot of free stuff. We got a lot of stuff that came with, from Rockstar. So this was one of them. The what was it? The Albany Hermes. Now, oh no, I pressed the wrong button. I think I'm doing good. Yeah, I'm still doing alright. Little technical difficulties. The Hermes. It's just a wonderful looking car. I say that about a lot of classic cars on here, but I've got to say, Rockstar, you have outdid yourself with this car. Now, before I get started, I'd like to give you my little speech, to give you specs, to give you information about all the cars on the show. Not all the stuff's going to be 100% accurate, so please be mindful what you put on that comment list. So, let's get started. Now, let's just start over from the beginning. The Hermes, it's been on the game since Grand Theft Auto Vice City. This was the first time we ever saw the Hermes, based off the 1949 to 1950 Mercury. Now, this is an odd car on that game because the Hermes was front-wheel drive, and that is a rarity on most American cars in that period. Most cars back then, especially the American ones back in the 50s and late 40s, were rear-wheel drive. But on Vice City and Vice City Stories, the Hermes was actually front-wheel drive. So that was a weird thing to see on this game. Now, we go back to, San Andreas, and the next game that the Hermes was featured on, and it didn't feature much stuff on there. I mean, it was just an average, gang-related car on there, so it was nothing special. Now, I'm gonna go back to Vice City Stories because there was a rendition of the Hermes called the Cuban Hermes, and this is kind of where it looks like a little bit. This is, I think, based off the Cuban Hermes, and the Cuban Hermes and the regular Hermes, they both had, they both were different. They both had the same technically body design, but Hermes had a flame black with flame paint jobs, and it was a nice car. It had flames that shot out the side of the side exhaust. It was really quicker than a regular Hermes. It still featured front wheel drive, but that's one thing I need to do, get back on. Vice City Stories was the final game that the Hermes was ever featured on, and then it went through a complete hiatus until today. The Hermes is just an awesome car. Now, Rockstar made this car available for, they gave this car to people, so you can get it for free, but after you get the car, you have to pay, I think, 500 something $1,000 for it. But this car is a really cool car. I love how I turned it into this. It's just a really awesome car. Heed my warning though. Customizing this car, do not slam this car to the ground. This car is already low enough. It does not need to be slammed onto the ground. So please be careful with the suspension on this thing. So it rides pretty nice. Like I said, it kind of has a little bit of a hydraulic. It kind of has hydraulic airbags, suspension. There's one thing. It's like this. So you go on outside. Watch when we drive off. You can see the car slowly lifts up. Yeah, that's the hydraulic suspension. But this car is really low to the ground. But I've talked about the Hermes. Let me give you the backstory of what this car is based off. It's based off, like I said, the 1949 to 1950s Mercury coupe. These cars are really iconic in the car world. These are really popular cars in the lowrider crowd and hot rod crowds. These cars were just so, they had a style that just people liked. It was a style that just, everybody turned into such a hot rod. Now, this car didn't automatically became a hot rod. This thing started becoming customizable probably around the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s. When these terms, probably mainly the 80s, when the lowrider crowd starts to pop out. But This car is really nice. I mean, if you watched Grease, this car was really an awesome car. I mean, who wouldn't want a 50s hot rod? And this is a prime example of one. Now, the name itself, Hermes, I bet you don't know. Most people don't know. Hermes is a Greek god. It is the name officiates with good looks, good luck, and speed. That's what the Hermes is based off of. Now, I can read off the little Google thing I have. It is associated with speed and good luck, who serve as a messenger to Zeus and the other gods. He also the patrons of travelers, riders, athletes, merchants, thieves, and orators. I don't know what that means, but that's the name with the backstory of the name Hermes. But let's take a cruise on this car. I mean, I usually have a script ready, and that's kind of why I'm trying to do it unscripted, but that's not a good choice, so I remember that next time. But this car is just really nice. I like the interior they chose, but it's a reused interior from the Peyote and the Voodoo, but hey, it is what it is. I find it funny how this car has air conditioning, and cars back then didn't have air conditioning, so that was a luxury back then. So let's just take a cruise on this car. This car is really nice. Now we're driving in the snow, so it's kind of difference from driving on asphalt with no snow. So this car will tend to fishtail a little bit, but the one thing with a car like this, it's only made for going straight. This thing cannot turn on a dime. So it takes a lot just to get this car just to turn. I mean, I guess that's what you get with an old 50s car. Probably doesn't have power steering. That's probably why it's so chunky when it comes to handling. But this car is pretty quick. This is fully customized. It is fully customized. This is a nice car. I've been looking forward for a car like this for a long time, and finally, Rockstar has finally brought this car back after a long hiatus from the games. I don't know what the next car is going to be, but hopefully it's the other classic cars like the GT 500 and the others. Those are ones I am actually looking for. The Hustler, I'm not too fond to looking forward to, because as much as I love classics, the Hustler is the least car I'm looking forward to. This is just a wonderful car. It performs nicely, but like I said, the handling is a bit chunky. So I mean, that's what you're gonna have to expect from a 50s car. It just looks gorgeous, even when it's just sitting here in the snow. It just looks gorgeous. It's just really nice. So on a final note, I know this is not gonna be my best video, so I'm just not even gonna care. Vehicles. I'm gonna open all the doors. This car has a huge engine bay. I mean, you just look at that V8, and this is just awesome. I love how Rockstar made this car. I really applaud them for that. This is a good-looking car, and I hope I see more of these cars on the street, people driving them, because these supercars and sports cars are just taking over the streets. And I understand that supercars and sports cars are really quick. I mean, but cars like these, you just want to just lay back and take a cruise down Vinewood Boulevard. This is what these cars are made for. So I'll see you guys later. This is what it does 1929. Signing off with the Hermes, and I'm wishing everyone out there a Merry Christmas, and I hope you enjoy your day with your family and your friends. See you guys later.